Hello, my dear friends. This is Ouassima Issrae. Hope you are doing well. I'm coming in this windy day to share with you some thoughts, contemplations of the Arabic letters. But my focus is on the Arabic letters that are missing from the Latin alphabet or the English and French, for example, those who watch me. Why are these letters missing from the other languages, and what does that say about our cultures? This is among the project that I have created, Oriental Mysteries. We contemplate the Arabic letters in names, and we see the wisdom, the energy, the archetypes they show, and so on. I've been doing this for some time now. This project has, I think, 7 years, and I just published it, I think, last year or so. So it took some time to mature within me. And I want to explore with you the mysteries of the Arabic letters missing from the alphabet we use in French and English, but also maybe I can use some tarot decks and oracles to deepen that question. The first letter that we miss in the alphabet is the tha. Tha. So we use the book and so on, but tha, with really this tha is missing. Why? What does it mean? First thing about this letter is, you see here I wrote responsibility, but it's really about what is your role in the society. Are you putting your talents, your gifts in service to your community? In the societies, we have always this tendency to ask for, this is mine, this is what I should have, this is what the authorities have to give me, and so on. So there's always this aspect of what I have to take. But with the tha, we are reminded that we have to give, but not giving what we own, but giving ourselves because we are part of a circle. And this kingdom chair, every one of us has it because we are all kings and queens in a field, in a topic. You have this capacity to realize or create something that maybe others don't have. You master, and that I am really certain of, you master a topic or a gift or talent. And maybe in the Western societies we are not using our gifts. We are, this name coming, or this word in Portuguese, we are máquinas, is we became robots, we became machines. Everything is functioning in a square, what I should take, what I should give is predetermined, but where is the expansion, the inner expansion? And I believe that the boom we are having in the last years, just see the amazing oracle and tarot decks that are available to us, art, and the cause is just beautiful. We are having this explosion of the inner gifts in the outer world, but again it got stuck because it's asking for still money. We are asking for an outcome, but we are not thinking about, this is my responsibility in this world, this is what I have to give, what I have to put out there. And I know many of you empaths, as well as myself, we give a lot. I know that we are giving so much, but this giving is different. This is not even about others. This is really, again, about our posture, our position in the fabric we have. So just check in with my wisdom, which is tarot. I really love this deck, and it's wisdom. So what is missing in the Western societies with this letter? Really lovely. Okay, so we're having the 3 of water. I wrote all these little names here because it's different from the usual tarot. So here we have the fog, pause, and peace. This is really interesting. And I love this tree. And do you see here? This is lovely. Yeah, we have the rainbow. Okay, what is coming is we are missing the recognition of our differences. And that shall bring peace within. Can you imagine a society where there is no money, where we can realize our potential? This has been going on for so many, doing this research about patriarchy and where it came from. If you're interested, let me know. I can offer a presentation of my recent research about it. But we discovered that our system was not like this always. There were other systems before, and they were different. They were more peaceful, and the archaeology shows us that. So, since we came to put a value on everything, a monetary value, and we lost the sacredness of us and all living beings, the problems started. The hell, as it is described in the monolithic religions, started. So I have this vibe from it. Let's see the other letter. Okay, so we have the ha. Again, this is really lovely. The authenticity. Ha. I know this letter does not exist in our Latin alphabet. Ha. You see the diamond. I loved putting the diamond here because every one of us is different and has its own tone, voice, and vibration, and knowledge, and again, the gifts. Authenticity. Again, going back to the boxes, the systems functioning as robots. Difficult to speak our language. And I must say this, even the authenticity we are showing, I see these as reactions. They are reactions to what exists already. Revolution, because there's a resistance. The authenticity that I see, and I'm talking about global level, I'm not talking about everyone, but in general, the authenticity I see is not emerging from the true essence we are. It's emerging as a reaction, and people get lost in it again and again and again. Not reminding themselves of their true tone. Annie Williams, I think, if I remember her name very well, but she does this analysis of the voice, and she can tell you so much about you yourself just by the tone of your voice and what is missing, what's the health aspect, so many informations. So going back to the wisdom of the authenticity emerging from the heart. Let's see what the cards say about this. Ace of Water. Oh, really? We have the frog today coming twice. Interesting. I was there once walking around Sheffield in the UK, in the forest, and I saw a source of water so similar to this. There were offerings like water infused by the roses and the flowers that people put there because they recognize it as a sacred place. And I felt so peaceful in that place. So peaceful and so void within that the communication with the trees and what is around took over all the chatter that one have, or the chatter that people around or passing by might have. Deep silence to hear the sacred. That's, I believe, we have to go back to in our Western societies. The Arabic letters are showing us. When I did this video, I did it in the sand, Sahara-like environment because we need the silence to remember the sacredness and not reacting all the time. But let's just not react anymore, but act. Next letter. Cha. This does not exist as well. Cha. And you see here, we put like clock all over the cards. And here I put the sentence, things that take the time. Because nurturing the relationships or creating a project like this one took me 7 years. It takes time to mature or to get infused in our inner being, inner self, or to be accepted also from others. And it's okay if it takes its time. And what we see in our Western societies is this quickness. You know, everything is so quick, fast food, fast relationships, fast dating, fast sleeping, fast everything. Everything needs to be fast. It's so interesting, but also so tiring for our systems. And we end up, even the food, you know, living in Canada, you know, we receive fruits and vegetables that are not even ready to be eaten, but they get transported from Mexico or California or so. They need to mature during the road. But what type of maturity is this? It's like giving birth to someone or to a baby at 4 months. It's not logical. Some things take their time, and we have to be patient with that. I recently have this experience to make decisions about life choices and, you know, like where to be, how to be, and so on. And I was so frustrated for months and months because I was not seeing the outcome or the door, a solution for these situations. But I understood just these last weeks, I understood that I had to be patient because it was not yet the time to move. That's why I didn't see the door. I didn't get out from it. It was not yet the time. So faith in that things will unfold. And talking about it, if you have visited Arabic countries or Arabic speaking countries, I don't like saying Arabic countries because it's really a false idea. Not all countries are Arabs. Arabs are tribes coming from the Arabic Peninsula, and the other regions are not necessarily Arabs. So Arabic speaking countries, things can be really slow. And administrative work slow, people taking their time, taking naps to do things, discussing things again and again, and then something happens and it's like, okay, it's now. So maybe if we come from the Western countries, we have difficulty to understand that, but there is an inner rhythm. Yeah, this letter teaches us about getting back to our inner rhythm that we've forgotten. So let's see what the tarot says about this. Right, seems like all the cards. Oh, 10 of Earth. Oh, really interesting. I love this card because it talks about the connections, the maturity of the mushrooms, but also the connections they have between them. And sometimes we don't even see those connections, but it feels that something has to happen on the background before it is the right time. And we don't see it, but we have to trust that it is happening for the well-being of all. I love this card also because it's in the middle of the forest. It means that not every time we see what happens in the forests or the animal that live there. We might see a deer going by sometimes, or I don't know, like maybe some insects, or some birds, but we don't have the full picture. And we need to remember that. We need to remember that having the full picture sometimes needs time, needs silence. Again, the word silence coming again. All right, let's see the next card. So this card is the. So we have it in the Latin language, the. But I feel that it's leading to the next card, which is the Sa. Okay, so let's see why this one is coming here. So okay, the difference between this one and what we have in Latin letters is that it's one single letter, but in Latin language we have to use 3. So we have the T-H-E, so that it can become the. So, all right, this card is about following the path. It's like a continuation. That's why you see a path here. Tatabbu al-Masar. It's a path that has been set before for us, or by the elders, or by the authorities, or by other beings. Maybe the spirits. Reading this book about the shamanism, archaic techniques of ecstasy, and how the shamans can be chosen by the spirits. So something is being chosen for us. And the word that is coming, why do we need to make it complicated? Why do we need to use all the resources, 3 letters, in order to have one pronunciation? Very interesting. Why didn't we create just 1 letter instead? So it's as if, why do we complicate our lives and do the extra work when things are already set? Is it because we don't like the way things come to us? You know, this, even in this book, talking about the resistance to the shamanic calling and how people get sick because they don't follow the call. And this, I'm talking about traditions that have been here for centuries and centuries. So sometimes it's easier to follow the path, to use the tools that are available to us instead of creating the tools, because there is a reason why they are there. Instead of creating a computer to write a book, why don't I use the computer I have to write the book already, and many others? There is this wisdom of where can I put my time in? Yeah, where can I put my time in? Where can I invest my energy? What is necessary? Right, so let's see what the cards say about this. And it's really interesting because it's leading to the next letter, which is Sod. Not seen, not see, but saw. Oh, we have the craftsman of water. This is lovely. I have very interesting. So here I have adaptability and spontaneity. Yeah, very interesting, because let's say I have my office and I have my drawing tools and I have time. The structure allows me to be creative in what I do. So I don't have to think about, the structure anymore. I remember these examples of some students at the Temple of Roses. Some of them have already the tools to create a temple, to do their work, to focus on their creative life instead of going out to look for money. And many of these people have already the resources needed because they worked before or they have their family, but because of their insecurity, or because of the programmation in the society that you have to go out make money, they don't focus on the crafts or the art they have to get out from their essence and their soul to the world. So accept your gifts, accept the structures that have been put for you, because you have something to realize. Sod, you see here we have put like a mountain shape, because the sod allows the energy to go from the bottom of the earth to the mountain, to the skies. We are here kind of getting something from deep within us to the sky. This letter for me reminds me of, I love the word ascension, because it reminds me of the ascension, the prayer powers, the solidity that comes from anchoring into who we are, anchoring into our traditions, primordial traditions, anchoring into nature. It's like I'm hearing the name deeper call. You see, in the Western cultures, we lost the connection to the caves, to the mountains. We go hiking, but are we really connected to the energy of the mountains, to the energy of earth? Are we getting our power from the earth, from the land? And remember, in my childhood, we used to, walk barefoot in the garden or in the, at home. It's some say, okay, it's not good, but at the same time, this is a way to connect to earth. Even the dances, like we say that the dances come from our energy to dance, belly dance, or other even practices like Qigong or Tai Chi. We have to connect to the earth to bring that power, the Qi coming from the earth. And in Western cultures, there is disconnection from that. Disconnection from not only earth, but all that is it represents. It's animals, the ancestors buried under the earth, and so much more. So let's see what the cards say about this. Sod. Oh, pretty. The web of life. I really love this card because it's not a wheel for me, it's a web. It connects everything. There is a sequence, sun after the night after the day, the summer and then the winter, or the autumn and then winter, and so on. So there is always like a reason for things to happen, a reason for there is a natural unfoldment. This reminds us of the other letter, natural, the word nature, connecting to nature, connecting to the natural. It feels that this letter sod helps us to connect to the natural rhythm of life, of everything. So yeah, really lovely. Oh. Okay, same. We talked about the, and here is the. It's not the, it's the. It's more pronounced, it's more kind of strong. And here you see subconscious, we put the brain, and the unconscious is bigger than the conscious field. This letter, when it came to me, it showed me how it's important to connect to our subconscious, to the unconscious, if we're going to go there, unconscious part of us. Through the dreams, you see the Arabic speaking language countries, they rely on the dreams. Dreams are important. They share them. They talk about the unconscious. They talk about the signs. It's something daily. It's something that is alive. Life. So what I'm hearing is that there is life even in what we don't see. And in the Western countries, what is missing is this aspect. Because of science and so on, we forgot that life is everywhere, even in places we don't see. The other realm exists always. I don't think this is because of the Islam religion. From my research, this is ancient. This belief that everything is alive comes from centuries before Islam appeared. And yeah, how is this letter in the Western countries neglected? Talked about scientism even. Three of air, really interesting. Rising above. I don't remember what I wrote here, but I love the three coming a lot in our readings today. And so this shows me it's really lovely because we see things that happened before, but we are having like just a glimpse, a picture / boom, happening now. But we know that things have been happening before. And this connects us to the continuation of things. Because this is happening, it's because, there was a preparation before. And this is what this letter about. Before things get out by our tongue, hands, clothes, wherever that is manifested in the outer world, there was an inner process. There's an inner process. When you are in a relationship that does not fit you, there was a process before you leave. And you say, okay, I don't want it anymore. Before you leave a job that doesn't work for you anymore, there was a preparation, something happening on the background. And acknowledging that and allowing it, really acknowledging and allowing it to happen, will avoid the explosions. If we are aware that relationships are not working, maybe therapy work could help before we arrive to the explosion. And I don't want to stay, Very interesting here. All right, so I'm going to stop for now and do a second part, because you see there are some letters left. So I hope you enjoyed this contemplation with me, and I will see you in part 2. Talk to you soon.